How is the U.S. economy right now? How do you see it?
I think the U.S. economy is just okay. It's not great. I think recession is remote, but it's a little bit squishy. So it feels as though businesses and households are still struggling a little bit with tariffs and the ultimate impact to cost of goods. I think that's a headwind. Certainly the government shutdown hasn't helped with sentiment. And of course, the Fed has highlighted for a while that interest rates are a bit on the restrictive side. And I think all of those things are conspiring to take a little steam out of the economy right now.
The labor market part is what I'm really interested in hearing from you. Absent government data for a couple of months, what's an accurate view of the strength of the labor market right now?
So the government data is one thing, but you and I both work in franchises which have ungodly amounts of data. We use that. We look at the Chase data. We look how the consumer is performing. The consumer looks okay. Deposit balances look okay. We're seeing big ticket purchases starting to tick up a little bit. But of course, all of that is concentrated in the top quintiles of earners. From businesses, our equity and credit analysts talk to literally hundreds of businesses a day. And what we're hearing there is they don't feel an urgency to do any hiring. They're in pause mode headed into year end. And of course, that would weigh on the labor market.
I want to bring into something that, and forgive me if I mispronounce it, Gregory Dacko, he's chief economist at EY Parthenon Daco. And he says the economy remains resilient on the surface, but it's increasingly dependent on three narrow interconnected A pillars: affluent consumers, artificial intelligence fueled investment, and asset price gains, and talks about how they're connected, right? We know the wealthier consumer has been out there spending. They're responsible for really a big bulk of consumer spending that goes on in the US. But if the AI spending boom, Bob, is not, if there ends up being a little bit of a bust, a big bust or something, or we start to talk about, right now we're talking about the spending and on balance sheets and, you know, whether or not we're going to have to kind of replace these items. They're not going to last forever, whether it's chips or what have you. But what if we see those asset prices come down? The affluent consumer doesn't feel so affluent. They stop spending. Does all of this start to come undone?
It could, but I think we have to remember we're a month and a half away from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act hitting. And when you look at the One Big Beautiful Bill Act and think about the tax refunds on tips and overtime and Social Security payments, where are most of those? Those are in the bottom couple quintiles of earners. So you're going to get some relief there. You think about the Genius Act and a lot of things that are happening there, you're going to see some spending there. And the one thing nobody's really talking about right now, which we see on the horizon, is deregulation. It's certainly going to come to financial services. It will likely come to other industries as well.
Well, that makes me think about, and we weren't going to talk about this till a little bit later on, but we do know that President Trump is hosting a little soiree with a bunch of financial executives. Jamie Dimon's going to be there, at least according to reporting or people who have been briefed on the event. Is that what they're going to talk about? The regulatory environment? Have you talked to Jamie about this? But if you were sitting down with the...
When I looked at some of the attendees, I suddenly thought, boy, there's going to be one outspoken bank CEO there.
Rhymes with...
I'm sure they're going to do a lot of listening. I think they're going to be a sounding board for a lot of things, the things that have been mooted in the market recently, $2,000 payments that go out, checks get cut, 50-year mortgages, maybe not, maybe you just take your mortgage with you. I think this is going to be an administration that will bounce things off of them.
Yeah.
I think it will be one that will ask them, what do we need to do to unleash big banking, big business? Are there other things that can be done? And I think there's going to be a group there that will be pretty free-flowing with the information.
For what it's worth, Karoline Leavitt at the White House was asked earlier this afternoon about the 50-year mortgages. She said the administration is seriously looking into 50-year mortgages. I do want to go back to the AI
Would you buy? Would you recommend investors buy
a 50-year mortgage?
Wait, which side, Carol, are you talking about? Like someone buying a home?
An investment?
I got taught very early there's no such thing as a bad bond, just a bad price. So it depends on where it gets priced and the features in it.